we should be saying anyway. I'm afraid sometimes we don't do that. He's not just a priority, he's the only priority in our life, should be. You see, he desperately wants us, but he won't share us. He won't share us. He wants all of us. He will settle for nothing less than our undivided attention and our complete commitment to him. He wants us to invest more in him than we invest in our stock portfolio. He wants us to surrender him more of our time and talents than our job gets from us. He wants us to spend more time and energy and joy in worshiping him than we exhibit at the ball game or at the race or whatever your leisure time is. It's what he wants. God loves us and he wants to be loved by us. Why did he die? We just gave the illustration for young people. He died so, yes, we could go to heaven, but more importantly, he died so that we could have a relationship with him. He wants us to have a relationship with him. And he doesn't want to share our heart with anyone or anything else, just with him. He made no compromises when he came and gave his life for us, and he doesn't want or ask for any compromises from us as well. Why should we compromise in our service to him when he made no compromises for us? I think the reason, or at least one of the reasons that Jesus is so adamant about followers surrendering everything to him is because he knows that the one thing that we are most reluctant to give up is the one thing that has the most potential to keep us from serving him and being a substitute for him. So stop and think about that in your life. What is it that you're holding on to the tightest, that you don't want to let go, that you don't want to lay down and stop doing or stop going or whatever? What is that one thing? And you answer that to yourself. And the reason we hold on to it, and the reason he wants us to let go of that more importantly than anything else, is because that's the one thing that we substitute for him. And again, there's another whole message there, but the Bible ends up saying that if that's what we're doing, those things become an idol to us. An idol to us. When we're supposed to be following Jesus, and if we're following somebody, that is an indication that they are ahead of us, if we're following them, or at least should be. When we do that and we find ourselves looking back behind us, we are telling the world and we're telling Jesus that we're substituting whatever that is for him. Oh, I'm going to follow my career. I don't have time for you right now, God. I'll come on Sunday when I can, but my job comes first. If I don't go here and if I don't do that, if I don't move up the corporate ladder and whatever, then I'm going to lose out on promotion. I'm going to lose out on a raise or whatever. So God, I will follow you the best I can, but what we just said was, God, my job is more important to me than you are. I know those are harsh words, but it's the truth. We're substituting whatever it is in place of him. There's always a reluctance to hold out, of going all out and giving Jesus everything. Why? Because we're afraid of what we will lose. Jim Elliot, a missionary who gave his life trying to serve the Indian people of Ecuador, once put it this way. He said, he is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain that which he cannot lose. The psalmist in 106 Psalm reflects back on when the Israelites were worshiping a golden image while Moses was up on the mountain receiving the Ten Commandments. And here's what the psalmist explains that they did. New Living Testament translation. They made a calf at Mount Sinai. They bowed before an image made of gold. They traded their glorious God for a statue of a grass-eating bull. They traded their glorious God for a statue of grass-eating bull. That doesn't sound like a very good trade to me. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a very good swap. There's another one of those reality shows on TV that I've seen a couple of times trade up. I don't even know what the name is, but it's the barterers, or what's the name of it? Nobody's seen it, okay. Not that impressive, is it? But they'll start out with something small, and they're supposed to trade up until they get a car or a boat. They're making pretty good trades. Of course, that's TV. You make it do what you want to. The Israelites didn't do a very good trade here. They made a bad choice. When we hold something back, we're exchanging that which we refuse to surrender for following Jesus. Have we exchanged following Jesus for a job that pays really well? Have we exchanged following Jesus with following the stock market? Have we exchanged following Jesus for following that dream job? Or for pleasure? Or for prominence? Or any other thing? They aren't very good trades. They just aren't very good trades. And let me explain, it's not that any of those things are wrong or sinful in and of themselves. But if we aren't careful, those good things become God things. Understand? Those good things now become our God, our idol, if you will, that we talked about before. They become too important, and they keep us from following Christ with all of our hearts. They may very well be legitimate, but they're out of order in our lives. Now, it appears that this man in today's text didn't become a follower of Christ because he put his family ahead of following Christ. Now, it may very well be that when this man passed away, that someone stood up at his funeral and said that he was a family man. Nothing mattered more to him than his family. Always put his family first. And maybe those that were in attendance of his funeral sitting there thought, well, what a wonderful way to be remembered. He put his family first. But understand, this man, as well as each one of us, had to stand before God one day and give an account of his life. He had an opportunity to become his follower and be a part of challenging and really changing the world forever. But he put his family first. That may be a testament to his character, but I would submit to you it's more an evidence of his foolishness and his intelligence than it is his character. Now, I know there's some of you here this morning that are saying, yeah, but your family comes first, your family comes first. Again, go back and put it into context of what the culture was of that day. Jesus isn't saying that your family is not important. But is he the most important thing to your life? What is it that is competing with Christ for our allegiance today? You may have put both hands to the plow, but what is it that keeps you looking back? What is it that keeps you turning around and saying, I want to go pick that up again? What is it that keeps us from going all out in serving Christ? Until we surrender anything and everything over to Jesus and put him above everything else in our life, we will never know the joy and the satisfaction that finally comes with going all out for God. We talked in our Sunday school lesson a little bit this morning about why we were serving God. Why do we do the things that we do? Is it for the joys down here? Is it for the rewards that we're receiving in heaven? Or what is it? Part of serving God, as was explained in our Sunday school lesson, is the joy of serving God. It's the satisfaction of seeing people come to Christ. Let me read part of the biography of William Borden. William Borden was born in the late 1800s, heir of family fortune, dairy business, worth billions of dollars today. He did his undergraduate work at Yale and earned a graduate degree from Princeton. But William Borden left his millions and he followed